In a world dominated by sports podcasts, three friends team up to bring you another one. Driven by the incessant need to argue with one another, the Context Matters podcast will toe the line between what they believe and what they believe will piss off their friend. Listen and enjoy as the group chat you never wanted to read becomes the podcast you hardly want to listen to. The bits are long, the rage bait is real, and the context matters.
Welcome to Context Matters, where once a week the group chat comes alive and three stubborn friends discuss, well, let's be honest, mostly argue, about everything going on in football and the world at large. No scripts, just off-the-cuff takes and debates on the stories of the day. I'm Bill, and with me as always are my co-hosts, David and JMO. And here we go. Welcome. Thanks for joining us on episode 1, The Maiden Voyage. It is Friday, January 9th. I don't know about you two, but this is my favorite sports weekend of the year. Wildcard weekend. How we feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited to get into it and watch my New Orleans Saints. We are the one team in the division that couldn't manage to get a losing record to continue our playoff journey. It's fine. How are you doing, David?
I'm doing pretty good. And listen, man, the Saints played pretty well. They found their quarterback, so things are looking up for you guys.
That's a good point.
I'm doing good. I'm excited for this weekend. There's lots of great games. I don't think there's one dud on this list, so I'm doing good with that. How are you doing, Bill?
So I'll completely disagree. I think Rams at Panthers, that's a dud. And then unfortunately I think we're gonna end the weekend pretty weak with Texans at Steelers too, but we'll get into those later.
Somebody doesn't like defense.
I think there will be pretty good defense played in those games, and I think it'll still be a blowout. On today's slate, we're going to be discussing those wildcard games. We're going to be providing picks, props, and parlays, talking about the heated MVP race between Matthew Stat Padford and Drake the Cupcake Schedule May. Then on to the coaching carousel, talking about who got fired, who didn't, what marriages may come of those openings and free agent coaches. Then we'll end the show with a little segment called Anything Else, where we touch on, you guessed it, anything else. Without further ado, let's get into that first game of the wildcard round.
Rams at Panthers. Yeah, so we got the Rams playing the Panthers. There's not a whole lot to talk about here, at least I think. The Panthers, their defense, I guess, is better than it's been the last couple of years, but that's not saying a whole lot. The Rams, you've got Matthew Stafford, who's basically won the MVP minus maybe Drake May. I guess we'll talk about that later. But, the Rams are playing at such a high level. They're likely going to have Devontae Adams back. Puka Nacua is a beast. They've got two running backs that seem to be able to get the ball down the field. Blake Corum couldn't do a whole lot last year, but he's really come on this year. The Panthers, on the other hand, you just don't have the firepower. I don't think anybody's expecting anything out of the Panthers. No. What do you think, David?
I think it might be surprising because I think that initially, but the last time they played, I didn't think that was going to happen either. And the Panthers ended up squeaking that one out, and that was a high-scoring shootout. So you really don't know what's going to happen. And the spread is pretty ridiculous, too. They just assume the Rams are going to go in there and just smoke them, which is totally possible. But I don't know. It's the playoffs. Yeah. Anything can happen.
I think the only exciting thing about this game is that spread. We're all going to be watching late in the fourth quarter just to see if they cover.
That's a good point.
It's not going to be a who wins the game. It's going to be who beats the spread.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many 1-yard touchdown passes is Matt Stafford going to throw this game? That's a good relation, too.
We'll get into that later.
Devontae Adams is always
Don't you worry.
I mean, it really is. After this season, what was it, 14 touchdowns? It feels like, when you have the option, you're at the 1-yard line, it somehow feels like throwing to Devontae Adams is more of a sure thing than running up the middle for 1 yard. I don't know how, but what a beast. It'll be interesting, I think, to see. Obviously, the Rams' defense is playing really well, but they don't necessarily have those star names that we saw in the past. There's no Aaron Donald there or anything like that. And I wonder how the Panthers are going to approach the run game, because we saw throughout the season Chuba Hubbard was starting off, right? That was the guy that they brought in, and they wanted They wanted to use him, and he was playing well. But when Rico Dowdle came in, he was on fire. He's rushing for hundreds of yards, like multiple 200-yard games. They make the switch to him, and it seemed like that seemed to be a sure thing. But now going into it, if the Panthers are down, I mean, Rico Dowdle doesn't really catch passes. Not that Chuba Hubbard catches a lot of them, but it feels like if they get in a negative game script, you're going to see Chuba out there a little bit more. And I just, like I said before, they don't have the firepower. So I don't see, if the Panthers get down early, I don't see what they're going to do to come back against this Rams team or how they're going to do it. But I guess we'll see.
So I guess
Yeah.
along with that spread, what you might be watching is Chuba Hubbard over of catches. I don't know what that line looks like right now, but it
Probably
sounds like that's
about
what you're...
1.5 to 2.5.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a believer in Bryce Young yet either. I think he's just too small, and he just hasn't proven himself yet. Even their last game, he only threw 20 attempts, completed 15 of them. Like that's mostly playing, like you said, like if they get down big early, like that number's gonna double. Like the attempts, and like I don't see it happening at all.
Yeah, I think crazy take here. I think the only quarterback in the playoffs that might be worse than Bryce Young is the defending Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts. So that would be my take.
Ooh,
I think,
that's spicy.
I think he's either the worst quarterback in the playoffs or the second worst quarterback in the playoffs. And I don't think it's all that close.
Yeah, I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that and move on to anything else. I mean, here's the thing. Bryce Young he was drafted first. Then you have C.J. Stroud coming out after him. And there really hasn't been a whole lot of debate. C.J. Stroud's outplayed him. And Bryce just can't seem to get it done. They tried. He put some games together at the end of last year. But, they're really trying to give him safety valves. The problem is his safety valves are two bruising running backs that can't really catch the ball. You've got a combination of Jatavian Sanders and Tommy Tremble at tight end, right? Quarterbacks love their tight ends. Well, not when it's those guys. You got Xavier Legette, who just can't seem to do anything
it's
after
such a
getting
bummer.
drafted. It's just now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but his accent's great.
His accent is something. I'll tell you what.
It's
like watching an
wonderful.
episode of Swamp
I can listen to
People.
that all day long.
So man. Outside of Teteroa McMillan, remember he does not want to be called Tet. His mother said his name is Teteroa McMillan, and that's what he will be called. So outside of Teteroa McMillan, there is just nothing there to help out Bryce Young, even if he could put the ball where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, it's not a good
Yeah.
look.
I don't have too much more to say about this game. I don't know about you guys. The one thing I'll just circle back to, that Chuba Hubbard line, based on what you're saying, JMO, that sounds pretty spicy right now. DraftKings has him at a 2 for the line, and 3 is plus 220. So that sounds really juicy. I know I didn't find that when I was looking up props for this, but that sounds really juicy because I agree with you. I think they're going to be playing with a negative game script early and often, and that means he's gonna be out there a lot of shotgun formation, pass catching situations.
Well, remember, if that bet hits, you're welcome. If it doesn't hit, Bill was the one that brought it up.
Blame Billy. That's what we always do.
That's true. That's what we do. Tried and true. Packers at Bears.
Oh, this one. This is I
Who
can
would've
pick a
thought?
different team. I can pick a different team every day of the week. Coming into this year, this should have been Packers absolutely smacking down the Bears, and Lions should have been the other team in this, but the Bears have just surprised me all season.
Yeah, they rebuilt their offensive line. They grabbed Tooney. They grabbed a couple other good guys, and obviously, head coach makes a world of a difference when he's an offensive-driven guy like that. And I mean, that
The
team's got
Lions are
a
missing
ton
Ben
of
Johnson.
talent.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and it shows. They already reached out to McDaniels, but yeah, I don't know what this game says more about per se. Like the Bears shouldn't necessarily be here yet, and the Packers, man, like it's so disappointing that they couldn't just wrap up like the top seed in that division. You spend all that money, you trade for Micah Parsons. It's
R.I.P.
unreal. Yeah, he gets
Well,
hurt.
And at the beginning of the season, too, I mean, the Packers defense was playing great without Micah Parsons. And
Dude, they were
when
my
he came
Super
in,
Bowl pick.
It was
like
unreal.
beginning of the year.
And it just kind of, I don't know. It fell apart. The wheels fell off, and we've had our discussions before. But what is Jordan Love? Is he a quarterback that they can count on? Is he dependable? I mean, he plays better later on in the year, but kind of when they brought in Josh Jacobs, the first half of Josh Jacobs' first season there, they really weren't utilizing him a whole bunch. Then he ended up getting some positive touchdown regression where he's just scoring left and right on the back half of that season. And now it's been a year and a half of just the Josh Jacobs show. So I don't know if it's that Love can't get going or if he doesn't have the ability to get going. But either way, they're leaning on the run. And I think that they're almost doing it to a fault. A little fun fact about these two teams. Do you guys know the last team that the Green Bay Packers beat?
I know they're like losing like 5 games in a row or something crazy. I don't.
Let's
I
just
don't
say
know.
the Bears.
It is the Bears. The last
Oh,
team
is it
that
really?
the Packers beat is the Bears.
That's
Do you guys
embarrassing.
know? Do you guys know the last team that the Chicago Bears beat?
The
Let's say
49ers?
the Packers.
It is the Packers. Isn't that a funny one?
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty
Oh,
crazy
yeah,
to be
49ers
beaten
just
in the
beat 'em.
wild card game.
When you have a losing streak like the Packers do, you get some funny stuff like that. But just a little tidbit. I thought that.
How
was
did they
fun.
finish? Were they actually 9-7-1 or were they 10
Yep.
6-1?
Yep. No, they were 9-7-1.
That's embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, he's just, I don't know. Like you said, like, I don't know if he has it, you know?
Yeah,
He
shout out
looked
to
good.
Cam Newton. Shout
It's
out
like
to
he
Cam
got-
Newton. He's a game manager.
Yeah, well, it's like the Kyler Murray effect almost. Like, you pay this guy all this money and then, like, he stops, like, producing like he was before the contract. It's, yeah. And then, like,
I
he
don't
gets
know if I've
hurt
ever been
last
bought in
game.
on him.
Yeah, but I mean, Malik Willis looked so much better in that system, just throwing to the open guy instead of like just trying to hit the big play over and over and over. That's what Jordan Love's specialty is. Like, he throws it deep when it's good, he throws it deep when it's covered, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sounds
I
a
don't
lot
know.
like Drake May getting bailed out by his receivers, but I hear ya.
What, the PFF 50th ranked receiver out of 100?
We'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, I don't. And as far as Caleb Williams goes, talking about the other side of this, I'm a little sad. I wanted to see him get to that 4,000-yard mark and be the first Bears quarterback to do that.
He didn't?
Which,
That
no,
is, and that's just crazy. Like,
Exactly.
think about Jay Cutler, all those years slinging it.
Rex
like,
Grossman.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jay Cutler.
Yeah, smoking Jay.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
finished 58 yards short.
exactly. But he didn't need a lot. He needed something like 280 or something in the final.
Always
game of
bet
the
responsibly.
season.
JMO bet on him to hit that.
I did, but you know what? I like fun. All right, I like to see people break records. I thought it was going to happen, and I was sorely mistaken. But I will say, I didn't think Caleb Williams was even going to be here at the beginning of this season. I know that they upgraded the offensive line. They brought in Ben Johnson, but I just didn't see this coming. I didn't think that he really had this ability. I thought that what we saw in college wasn't necessarily legit, but he definitely made a step up from his first year. He has all the weapons in the world, so you would hope that he could do something. But, I mean, we're talking about a team. We've got DJ Moore. We've got Rome Odunze. We've got Colston Loveland. We've got Luther Burden. We've got DeAndre Swift. And then beyond that, I mean, 7th-round draft pick Kyle Monangai coming alive and playing really, really solid for this team. So, they're all playing well, and it all starts and ends with Caleb Williams not taking those terrible sacks and being able to move around with his feet and make something happen. So he's impressed me this year. I'm pretty impressed by him.
I think like what Ben Johnson is doing is like having him play within himself is like he doesn't have the ability yet to put on the cape and like really, really like make the plays to like really stand out and win games. But now that like we're in this situation and say the Bears do win and it's convincing, if you're the Packers, like, is it rebuild mode? Like, what do you, like, are you just going to, like, retool to go after the Bears and then you got to worry about the Vikings and the Lions next year? It's like, dude, that's a tough division that I'm glad the Patriots aren't in.
That is a great point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Another spicy take alert here. I have a strong feeling that both the 1 and 2 seeds in the AFC and NFC are somewhat fraudulent. So I think the Packers easily win this game. I think that's the spread's -1.5 for the Packers away at Soldier Field. Like, come on. I think this is going to be a game where the Bears kind
Yeah,
of
the
get
Packers
exposed a
should
little
win
bit.
it.
Absolutely. But as the 7 seed, that's crazy to say. As an away seven
Yeah.
seed, we're saying they should win the game. But I think you hit the nail on the head perfectly, David, when you said the Bears shouldn't even be here yet. I think that's just kind of they're a victim of the circumstance in a positive way. I think we'll get into other teams that are also victims of the circumstance in a positive way. Patriots. Yeah,
Steelers.
absolutely. I mean, those missed kicks at the end of that game, that was a
Woof.
crazy game. But best week 18 game I've ever seen. So
You watched it?
I did. I watched the whole thing.
Somebody
Holy
had to. It
smokes.
wasn't going to be me. Bills at Jaguars.
This
Well,
is
this
the
is
game, right?
this is
This
something.
is the game.
I mean, we talked about it all together. It seems like whoever's winning this is going to have a good shot to go to the Super Bowl. The biggest thing here, Josh Allen's legacy is truly on the line here. I mean, you're talking about he
Legacy
finally a legacy game like I've never seen. He has the ability to go out and attempt to win some playoff games, make his way to the Super Bowl in a run that is not going to have Lamar Jackson. It's not going to have Patrick Mahomes. It's not going to have Joe Burrow. You know,
Yeah,
we
it's
talk
unreal.
about
When's that gonna happen?
Oh.
And Mahomes, is you say Mahomes?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
unreal.
you know, if Josh Allen can't make some noise here, and I understand that Trevor Lawrence is having a phenomenal season. You know, Liam Cohen's really turned that team around. But if Josh Allen can't beat this team, I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care
Yeah.
how good their defense are playing. This is going to affect his legacy, period. I don't know how you guys feel
To me,
about
it's
it.
like I feel it's like the same as the Packers versus Bear. You got like this proven team that's tried and true versus like the new upcoming, and it's just gonna be like what's gonna happen. Obviously, you know. But I mean, Trevor Lawrence just got a pair of grills, so he's about to go off.
I did see that.
I
mean,
know
I haven't.
that was a great video.
It kind of reminds me of Kirko Chains. Remember that? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Classic.
Kirko Chains is coming back next year. You better watch out.
Yeah, and I don't think there's too much to worry about there. Old lefty Michael Penix is going to come through for them.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, Josh Allen always gets the pass because he has a poor supporting cast. I mean, he started his career with Diggs. This year he has the composite #1 offensive line in the NFL and James Cook. Like,
Yeah.
he has to win a game, at least a game this year, or exactly, it's his legacy game. Like, that's
By the way,
scary
shout out to James Cook. Remember, he was holding out in the offseason, and
Yeah,
he
he was
said
right.
he said I want you to pay me like a top running back, and you know they went back and forth. And I at the time I was going to say he's good. He's not a top running back. I wouldn't do that. You know, he ends up inking a 4-year, $48 million contract. He gets $30 million guaranteed, and a lot of times what you'll see with these running backs when they get paid, you know, that's that. They get paid. You might get effort, you might not. We'll see what happens. James Cook has been dominant this year. James Cook has earned every single penny that he inked on that deal. I mean, he is playing out of his mind, and it's kind of fun to see. You know, he's not taking it easy just because he, you know, got the contract. I mean, he's really out there with something to prove.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. What a family, you know. Older brother, Dalvin. Like, what
Yeah,
great
some good genes.
Yeah.
genes. Yeah. No pun intended.
No kidding. So let's talk about this a little bit. Obviously, you know, Josh Allen doesn't have a lot of weapons. He has James Cook. He has Dalton Kincaid, who's only on the field 50% of the time for reasons I still don't understand. You've got Keon Coleman, who seems like he's not going to be a part of the team as of next year.
Yeah, he's
Tried and true
disappointment.
Khalil Shakir. I don't, you know, I don't know what you're going to get out of Khalil Shakir. He's never going to throw up a dud, but he's never going to give you a superstar
Okay,
performance.
might got a hot take for you right now.
Okay.
If the Bills don't win, Sean McDermott should get fired.
Ooh, that is a spicy take. Yeah, I mean,
Because he sucks.
he's had
We
success,
see him
but-
twice a year, and he doesn't do anything that's like, oh my god, like you got to prepare for like this and this. Like their offense is fine. Like they should just keep Joe Grady and just hire a new head coach to just run the rest of the team because it's
I
embarrassing.
think there's a couple available. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I mean, if
Harbaugh.
you can't get over the if you can't get over the hump, then yeah, I mean that is what it is. So we know what the story is with the Bills. Everything goes through Josh Allen. The question is, can Jacksonville step up and beat him? What are your thoughts on that?
I think they can. Spoiler alert, when we get into our next section and we do our picks, I have Jacksonville beating them. I just think they're a more well-rounded team. I think that defense is going to give Josh Allen some trouble. I think
Defense is
they
nasty.
play excellent spy defense. So as a Chargers fan, I got to see them pick apart Herbert with that same defense earlier this year. So
I'm gonna
I
see
think
it Sunday
those
night, too.
no, we won't. Those mobile quarterbacks, I think have trouble against the Jaguars because they do very well against the broken play offense. So I see the Jaguars winning, and I see them winning fairly easily. Again, we'll get into our picks a little bit later, but shout out Hunter Moore. I definitely see the Jaguars stepping up. And
Oh, I thought you were gonna shout out Herbert's brother there.
Herbert, yeah.
Shout out to the backup tight end, Patrick Herbert.
Him too, but shout out Hunter Moore. He's a real one.
He's something. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting game. It'll be exciting to see who has the better Josh Allen on their team, right? That's always a fun one.
So is this a Sunday at 1 game or 4?
This is going to be Sunday at 1:00 because the
That's
Jaguars are disrespected always and forever. Just the way that it goes.
It's a good slate of games on Sunday.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I think back. Remember when Tom Brady was playing against the Jaguars? I think it was Blake Bortles might have been the quarterback at the time in the playoffs, and it was they were Saxonville, and everybody was scared of them, and that was a solid defensive team. Now obviously Brady was able to make it through because he's the best quarterback of all time.
That was the thumb game when he split his thumb open.
That
the web
was
of his finger.
Yep, that's right. That was the thumb game. But what's funny is that the Jacksonville is getting it done this year, and they don't have a lot of sacks. Their defense is just
They're
solid
dogs.
defense. They are dogs, and they're making the quarterback get the ball out quick. And Josh Allen loves to run, and he's hard to tackle. But I think that Jacksonville has the athleticism to keep up with him and make something happen there. So that'll be a good one to watch. I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
49ers at Eagles.
I
I'm
would
excited
not
for this game.
want to be the 49ers.
I would want to be the 49ers. I said
think
it earlier. I think Jalen Hurts is the worst quarterback in the playoffs.
He is, and he
I
was
don't
last
even- I
year,
don't
and he
even think
won
it's
the
close.
freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think it's not that same team. Saquon's not in 20.
Yeah, but that defense is so good.
I don't know. I'm not. The line's -6.
You got the exciting
That's a
whites back there,
crazy
dude?
line. I would exciting whites. I know Cooper DeJean absolutely smothered Lad McConkey in that game.
Oh,
Laid
brother.
on white crime.
The thing is, like, the
but-
49ers just had their, like, third string middle linebacker, like, tear something, and he's out. So it's like they have, like, their backups not missing this game. It's crazy what they're going through.
Yeah. I mean, and it stinks too because like you see, I mean, injuries are just a part of the game, right? You can never get around it, but somebody like I would love to see somebody like Fred Taylor disrupt a game like this, and we're just not going to be able to see it. And they don't necessarily have the people to step up and do that as well. Their defense it's more of a bend don't break defense where when they have their stars back, they are really a force, and it's just it's not the
sad.
same. Yeah.
Like, if they were healthy, I would say they would win this game, but I think the Eagles edge it out because obviously they're pretty healthy right now. Still a really good line. Still got Saquon. Still got A.J. Brown. What do you mean?
Or do you think it's a Saquon game? Do you think Jalen Hurts has to throw to win the game? Because if Jalen Hurts has to throw to win this game, I got the Niners.
I think it's a little bit of both. I can see Jalen Hurts throwing for like $180, couple touchdowns. You know, they're just gonna just own the clock and they're just gonna milk this game out and just ride the W. But I can't see the 49ers.
Some of the games he's put up this year with Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The offense is a little weird right now because A.J. Brown, obviously, he was not getting the ball early in the year, and he put his foot down and he said, I am the alpha wide receiver. I want the ball. Give me the ball. And they started giving him the ball, and he was balling out as they were losing. And when they were winning, he really wasn't getting the ball. So it's one of those things like, yeah, you know, if you end up down, you need to be able to pass to A.J. Brown. He's a difference maker, right? He's the most dominant player on the field, other than maybe Christian McCaffrey. But if he's you know, you want to keep him happy and you want to keep peppering him with the ball. But if that's not the game plan that leads you to winning games, what do? You know, because by the time you do need to throw to him, if he's disgruntled, I mean, A.J. Brown will give up on a play. So if you're not keeping him happy throughout the game and giving him those looks,
come on, he reads books on the sideline. Calm himself down.
Don't get me started. All that, and then you see, you know, it could be the game on the line, but if he didn't get the ball enough, you'll see him, and he'll just give up on a play. And so it's really
they're built
touch and
ugly,
go.
but man, they win games. That's what's weird about them.
Devonta Smith is special too. Plus, you got the red zone threat and Goddard. Like fraud alert 101. Jalen Hurts. I don't care that he won the Super Bowl last year. I think he is regressed, and he regressed from already not that.
Well, I mean, to his defense, though, like I'm pretty sure it's like his fourth year as a starter, and he's had 4 different offensive coordinators every year. So I mean, that's not easy. Just learning new systems, you know. I mean, there's other like Sam Darnold went through it. All these quarterbacks like go through it, and he's the only one that's like kind of surviving.
Yeah, but actually making plays. 2 yards and a half with that offensive line and those weapons.
Well, I mean, Stafford does it.
2 yards and a half. He might throw for 2-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
Put up the stinkers that Jalen Hurts has.
Dude, if Jalen Hurts just QB sneaks those 2.5 yards.
Yeah. Hey, well, whatever works. I mean, it's crazy to think about with the 49ers. You know, Christian McCaffrey ends up with maybe 65 more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley this year, or something like that.
Like, I can't see that 49ers offense doing anything. Because I watch
it'll depend on what they can put on the back of McCaffrey. I mean, we know he can rush the ball, but you know, Christian McCaffrey is within 100 receiving yards of Devonta Smith on the year, on top of the 1,200 rushing yards. So Christian McCaffrey's do it all. They're gonna have to continue to ride him. You know, there's just no other way around it.
3 or 4 games. Yeah, the Eagles have Jalen Carter, and he missed, I don't even know how many games, 4 or 5 games, came back for the Bills, and he was just dominant. I think he is the best tackle in the league right now, and he's still on a rookie contract. I think he's going to make massive plays all day Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, he is a problem, and you know, everybody's still mad that the Eagles were able to draft him, and the reason he slipped so much was because of his
racing
character.
Guy.
Yeah,
he raced somebody in a Durango Hellcat.
Yeah, exactly. So.
I wonder who leaked that story. The Eagles probably leaked it just to draft him low.
Probably. But, I mean, since he joined the NFL, can we really think of any character issues that he's had except for, I don't know, all of them? starting off the season, spitting on Dak Prescott immediately. Getting,
that's true. You got
taken out of the game.
For that game.
I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess.
He's the perfect Eagle player, okay?
He really is. I mean, short of Ndamukong Suh, I mean, he is right there with him. But, hey, he's talented, so probably get away with a little bit more, right or wrong.
If we didn't have talented people with personnel issues in the NFL, we'd have like half the league. So I think you got to keep them there.
That's a good point, and that's what it is.
Shout out Tyreek Hill.
Shout out Hernandez.
Shout out. You know what? I think we're going to skip past that. We don't need to
more
do
topical.
That.
Shout out Rashee Rice.
Oh, boy. What a speedster. Shout out Jordan Addison, I suppose. We could play this game for way too long,
Yeah.
and it's going to make
It's
me
its own
really
bit.
sad.
All right, let's
like,
go to the next one. Here we go.
All right.
Game of the week.
Chargers at Patriots.
Okay, Chargers win this game. Easy.
Dude,
Next game.
Billy just
If
jumps
anybody
in
needs
immediately.
me, I'll be going
Next
to the bathroom.
game.
You
Justin
guys have
Herbert,
fun.
400 yards, 5
Next
TDs.
game.
Would you guys like to tell the crowd who your favorite football teams are?
So I'm a lifelong Chargers fan. Might have that tatted on my arm. Might not. Whatever.
Yikes.
But,
New logo or old logo?
still the same logo.
Different city.
Different
Still
city.
playing
same
away
logo.
games every game.
Absolutely, but yeah, Chargers win this game. Easy. History last year, December 28th, 2024. I was there, Foxborough Stadium. It was a
That was a
cold
long time
day,
ago.
raining sideways. That was not a long time ago.
It is
Raining
for the New England.
sideways, disgusting weather game. Justin
Oh, here we
Herbert
go.
and the Chargers put up 40-7. Chargers over Patriots, and it's gonna look very similar Sunday night.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be close. I think the Pats will squeak it out in the end, whether it's like a late second field goal or they get up a touchdown and the Chargers are driving and they need that score to either like tie or go ahead sort of situation. But I liked what the Pats did the last game. They almost knew who they're gonna play. They pretty much ran the ball heavy. They used Ramondre a lot, different ways. So this game's going to come down to running the ball and using those running backs against the linebackers of the Chargers. Because Patriots don't have great weapons on the outside. They have guys that can get by, but they don't have like a true dominant weapon. So they're going to use like the little Shane Vereen, James White guys, just get the first downs, and Drake
I'm
May
sorry.
might have to take
Are
over
those
this
two
game.
names you just said, are they retired?
Yeah, but we got
they're
Henderson. You
retired.
call Henderson like the best back in the league the other day.
I didn't call him the best back in the league. I said Drake May
And
has
I said
a
he's
lot
the
of help.
backup. We got Ramondre.
Well, it
dude.
depends
He's
on the
not
argument.
actually the backup.
He is. He's the third down back.
No, that's not.
You'll see tomorrow. You'll see.
You'll all see.
Yeah. Who do you got,
I mean,
Jim?
he's-
You're just standing back there.
So here's the thing, right? I honestly think that the Chargers have really battled through a lot with their offensive line this year. They've shown a lot. They are top 10 in the NFL for defensive sacks. They're top 5 in defensive interceptions. You know, their defense
Yeah,
is
their
playing
defense is
very,
way
very
good.
well. And their offense is putting it together. Now, I think the health of Omari and Hampton is going to play a big, big role in this game. If they are having to go out there with Kamani Vidal, who's played okay, it depends on which Vidal you're getting. If you get the explosive Vidal that's able to get those dump offs from Herbert and make something happen with him and help get first downs, that's going to be really tough for the Patriots to overcome. If you get the Kamani Vidal that really can't pass block and can't be a difference maker, I think that it's going to become a run funnel defense for the Patriots, and they're just going to sell out to stop the pass. And when they do that, I think that they're talented enough to really commit to that and cause Herbert to have some issues. So at the end of the day, I think the Patriots take this. I wouldn't be surprised with it going either way. If the Patriots do win, it's not going to be by much. I don't see a blowout scenario from either team, even remotely possible in this game. Now, of course, I could be wrong. It's happened before. Just ask my wife.
You are.
But the long and short of it is this is going to be one of the best games this weekend, and it's not that close.
Yeah. I mean, as a Pats fan, if they, like, you'll see probably in the first quarter how this game's going to go, because they haven't really brought it probably since, I don't even know, the Browns game, and that was a month ago, 4 or 5 games ago. If the defense comes out on fire, they're finally healthy, they should be looking good, but if they come out and just, like, roll over like they tend to do, then there's no hope in the world that anything good's going to come out of this.
So, okay, I'm going to get into a couple things here. You have the Patriots, who,
I do.
by all accounts, have played the easiest schedule the NFL has seen in 25 plus years. Now, everybody's talking about how Drake May actually hasn't faced that easy of a schedule. Because if you adjust that for just the defenses, then it's actually a middle of the road, not that easy schedule. Sure, if I give you that, then that means the defenses have been playing, I don't know,
Yeah.
Foxborough High, Methuen, like name any town in Massachusetts, that must be who the defenses are playing. I'll also say the key to the Patriots defense is Christian Gonzalez, right?
No, it's
Probably
Spillane.
an all. He's probably an all pro this year. Christian
Man, I love
Gonzalez.
Gonzo.
Overrated.
I don't
Really?
think
As of-
so.
Well, like the problem is he plays man, and the defense is like his own defense. So like he's not. We're not using him to like what he's capable of. But Spillane is the cog in the machine, and he's been gone for a while. He's finally coming back this week. So, I mean, he's everywhere. He's the play caller. He gets everybody lined up right. And then you got Milton Williams, who's finally back in the middle of the line. So other
That's
guys are
the
uncapitalized.
only thing I'm worried about is your interior pressure with Milton Williams and Barmore. As long as Barmore
I
doesn't
mean,
find a woman to
they're
beat
both
in
paid.
between
You
now
pay
and
'em.
Sunday.
Yeah, you. I mean, yeah, he's something else. But I mean, you pay those guys to make big plays in big games. So, I mean, if they don't, then
But
Let's get Max
back to what I
Crosby.
was saying. I think the Patriots defense has played an insanely easy schedule. And I think their best player is Christian Gonzalez. And you know who the Chargers don't give a rat's whatever about is a shutdown cornerback. Because the Chargers don't have a number one receiver. You can shut down a receiver, it doesn't matter. The Chargers have one player that plays on offense, and that's Justin Herbert. He is the 32nd ranked offensive line in the league. I'm telling
Yeah, so-
you all your points on why the Patriots should win, but I'm going to get back to it. He has the 32nd ranked line in the league. His
Boo.
number one offensive weapon is 69th in the league in scrimmage yards, and that's
Let me guess, a
Ladidi
white
McConkey.
receiver.
And
Unbelievable.
that's a white receiver.
Yeah.
Ladidi
Smart
McConkey the
receiver.
honky.
Mikonke. Yeah, but here's the thing. Exactly. That is your best receiver. How are you going to win with that? I mean,
Imagine drafting
you
Jalen
need-
Polk over him.
It's oof. Don't. Ugh,
That's
yikes.
bad.
You
It's
are going
Superman.
to need.
Superman's how you win.
You are gonna need
He's
Quentin
gonna have to.
Johnston to step up. You're going to need Keenan to really make some clutch plays. You're going to need a lot of help. Like the team has to play well. You know,
Hopefully
if you
Gadsden
have,
catches some balls, you know?
he should. You know,
Hopefully he can catch the ball.
If
If you're not too high or too low or
Yeah,
too far on the
it
outside.
better be perfect. If you have two offensive weapons that are not playing as well as they can, you're not going to be able to win. You need to have everybody firing on all cylinders, playing to the best of their abilities, which isn't much for the Chargers right now.
So, and that's exactly my
That's
point.
what I think. I think they're just
Everything-
too hurt.
But
Like, obviously, if
everything
they
I
were
just
healthy,
said-
it would be a crazy game for the Chargers. But
Everything I just said, and Justin Herbert still carried this team 11-6 to the playoffs, and we match up so well into the Patriots. We
Well,
have
I mean-
such a battered offensive line. You have a defensive line that is also a coughing baby. We have no receivers, so you have your great shutdown cornerback. I don't give a crap. Take any of our receivers out, and you know
we
who
actually
he's
got
going
three
to be
good
covering.
corners.
Who is he not going to be covering on third down? Because we all know who it is, and anyone
Third and
who's ever
Keenan.
watched a Chargers game in the world knows that it's third and Keenan, and we know Gonzalez isn't lining up in the slot on third.
We got
down.
Carlton
No,
Davis
but
and we got Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones is a baller.
And if Keenan Allen decides to go short and he gets hit by Robert Spillane, it might be a bad day for him.
Yeah, that's Jackson Dart.
Yep. That's
Speaking
how
of
it goes.
I
Herbert,
don't know.
he better start fucking kneeling, sliding.
I don't think he's gonna.
I
He's
don't
a
think so
ball
He
either.
player.
does
He
what
just-
he needs to.
he's
he
good.
does
He's
what he
good.
needs to.
He's
He
got that
iced
Josh
the game
Allen
against
effect to him.
Kansas City early in the year with a slide. Like
Yeah.
You're saying that like it's impressive. They're terrible. They didn't even make the playoffs this year. Who's their quarterback? I don't even know who they are.
they weren't terrible either of the times they played the Chargers, but that's
Nah,
a
never
story
heard of
for
them.
a different day.
He's
All right,
been
well-
terrible all year.
I think we just about beat this game to death. I think this is going to be one of the best ones. We're all going to have fun. It's likely going to divide some friendships. We might not have a podcast after this, after one episode, but we'll see what happens. I think it's fun for me on the outside looking in. I can't wait to watch the game because
Might have
I
to
have
do
no
a
stake in it.
podcast at 1 o'clock on Monday morning.
Brother.
I'm excited to rendezvous after this week. That's for darn
Yeah,
sure.
Man. Texans at Steelers. Does anybody care about this game? Anybody?
It's
Raise
gonna
your
be
hand.
a blowout. It's gonna be a blowout.
Dude, it probably is, but I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm a fanboy. He's the last hope and glimpse of like childhood. Great quarterback play.
That's not true. Phillip Rivers is still playing.
Yeah. But he's the last of the Mohegans, man. And it's like he
Yeah.
played pretty well against the Ravens. They didn't have DK. Obviously, it's the Texans, but can you really fool Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
He
well,
played all right against the two corners in the league that let up the most yards in the league.
yeah, but again,
Out of anybody.
to David's point, without DK, their options
Yeah,
are
they're pretty bad.
limited. I mean,
Scotty Miller,
yikes.
Adam Thielen.
And the good thing is, it's not like DK is coming back from an injury. He should be good to go. As long as he doesn't try and punch a fan again, he should be all right to
Yeah,
play
even
some serious
missed.
snaps. Yeah, that was bad.
That's
was
even
wild.
worse too. I don't know what's
I mean,
worse.
he wasn't going to punch him. He was going to push him.
Yeah.
That whole
Push his
saga,
teeth in.
that whole saga is incredible. I mean, in typical Steelers fashion, they get rid of George Pickens. They spend all this money to bring in, and well, they had to trade for him, right? So they give up draft
Yeah.
picks, spend all this money. They get DK, and right off the bat, you're like, all right, they have nobody else. They're gonna pepper him with targets all day and night, and then they just didn't.
They don't.
And-
They don't
and
use him at all. It's so
It's
frustrating.
it's one of those things. He had that one game where he had whatever it was, 5 or 6 catches in the first
Holy
quarter or
smokes.
the first half, and he had over 100 receiving yards in the first quarter. And then they're like, "Wow, that was cool. Let's never do that again."
Yeah, just Arthur
And-
Smith special.
Ugh.
Let's
And
use the
meanwhile,
tight ends.
Yeah, you see
Jonnu
see
Smith would
George
be a sick
Pickens.
running back.
You see George Pickens having his success over there, but Arthur
Yeah,
Smith.
he
I
finished
mean,
well.
that's Arthur Smith hates good players. I've come to that conclusion. I
Yeah,
can't stand
Bijan,
it. When he was with the
Kyle
Falcons,
Pitts.
exactly. He was taking Bijan out, not just for Tyler Algier, who, yeah, Tyler Algier's rookie year, he had over 1,000 rushing yards. He was a very good player. I get why sometimes you want to spell Bijan for him. Nope, that was Cordero Patterson that he was putting out there to take some reps away from Bijan. So
Former
I
New
think
England great.
I think the guy's out of his mind. I can't stand him. I can't stand the offense. I don't care how many tight ends you have. It's not going to be enough to beat the Houston Texans.
Yeah, but on the flip side, I mean, the Steelers' defense sucks too. That's what's so disappointing.
There's
about
no flips. There's no flip side. I love Aaron Rodgers too. He's my childhood too. I feel so bad with
Me
Will
too.
Anderson and
Oh.
Daniil Hunter going to be bearing down at Aaron Rodgers all day. Like the line's only -3. Granted, that's for the Texans as the away team, so we know that
Yeah,
means
it's
a little
bad.
bit more, probably like -5, -6. But it's gonna be worse. And I just think this Texans defense against the Steelers offense, that I love Aaron Rodgers too, but he's been mediocre this year. Like he's the other quarterback up there with Bryce Young and Jalen Hurts that I'd say is probably, unfortunately at this point in his career, not as talented as the rest of the field. So
Right.
I see a Texans defense masterclass going on.
Yeah, me too. And it should be the Steelers' defense, Like, they brought in guys, they paid guys. Mike Tomlin's like a defensive guru, quote unquote. It's just.
Yep.
And then against the Ravens, they have like those 2 blown coverages to just give layups for touchdowns. It's so
It was
absurd.
bad.
They like tried to lose that game.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And I mean, yeah, as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, it's certainly not the Aaron Rodgers of old. And I mean, only 7 interceptions this year, but also only 24 touchdowns. There's a time where we could basically count on this guy hitting close to 40 every year, and it's just not even close to that anymore. But on the other side, C.J. Stroud's starting to put it together, and I think you've seen the emergence of some of their rookie players, and I think it's been fun. They brought in Christian Kirk to kind of do what he can, but he has since been phased out in favor of Jalen Noel. You got Jaden Higgins on the outside, but I think that the last couple weeks, I think they've been letting everybody play and get comfortable and get looks, but I think this is going to be Nico Collins time. I think it's going to be Nico Collins all
should
day. He's basically, he's similar to DK Metcalf. He's a big body receiver. He's fast. He can make good plays. I think that he is just going, if he's really fully healthy after some of the injuries that he's had this year, if he's fully healthy, there's not a lot of people that can stop Nico Collins. And Stroud's coming into it with some confidence too, so that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, but then again, it's a dome team from Texas going to Pittsburgh,
That's a good point.
And I mean, but yeah, the Texans, they started off cold, then they got going. They had a new OC, Nick Caley. I think he's just figuring out who he's got, what they're good at, and they're kind of rolling right now, so I would not want to play them.
Yeah, I really think the Texans are going to beat the Steelers, so I don't even really think it's going to be close. Okay, let's wrap up this segment. Let's go game by game. We're going to rapid fire picks. We'll each give our picks, and then I also got artificial intelligence out here picking the games too. So, David, you can be up first. Let's start with Rams at Panthers.
I got the Rams.
Yeah, it's going to be the Rams for me.
I got the Rams, and so does our good friend Grok. How about the Packers at Bears?
Packers, let's go.
Give me the Bears. Caleb Williams, let's go.
I got the Packers, and so does Grok. How about Buffalo at Jacksonville?
This is tough. The winner is probably going to be in the AFC conference game, but I got the Jags, man.
I'm going to go with the Bills. I want to see Josh Allen do it, and I'm going with the heart over the brain here.
Second time in the podcast, shout out Hunter Moore. He knows when his friends' birthdays are. I got the Jaguars, and Grok has the Jaguars. Next game, we got 49ers at Eagles.
Speaking of friends' birthdays, you forgot mine. I'll go Eagles.
That's brutal because
Hunter
I didn't forget yours. I specifically remember it. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles here.
I'm gonna take the 49ers. I really
Hate Jalen Hurts.
Want to see Jalen Hurts actually do something in a game. And I'll believe it when I see it. So I got the 49ers, but Grok has the Eagles. Next game, do we even have to touch on it? Chargers at Patriots.
Well, we know I got Pats.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots. Sorry, Bill.
I got the Chargers in a blowout, and Grok has the Patriots. Last game,
Nice.
Texans at
I like
Steelers.
Grok. Texans.
Yeah, it's gonna be Texans for me, bud.
I got Texans, and so does Grok. Okay, next we're going to go into a segment we call Triple P. Picks, props, and parlays. Because what else does an all-male podcast need if not more PPs?
Boo.
As a reminder, we are using DraftKings Sportsbook odds, not a sponsor yet, as of the time of recording, Friday the 9th of January, and each host, as well as our good friend Artificial Intelligence, has 5 units to bet. At least 1 unit needs to be bet on a parlay of 3 legs or more. The remaining 4 units may be spread as each host sees fit. We'll track each host's performance throughout the week so you can bet with or fade any of our bets as you see fit. As always, please bet responsibly. So, JMO, what PPs do you have your eyes on today?
Oh, brother, let me tell you, there are some good ones out there. One of the first ones, after talking about the incompetencies of Bryce Young, is going to be my first bet. Jalen Coker over 37.5 receiving yards. I think the Rams defense is really going to commit to Teteroa McMillan. I think that Xavier Legette is not going to be able to play well. The tight ends, as I mentioned, are non-factors. So I like Jalen Coker to hit his over here. After that, I've got Christian Watson and Colston Loveland over 125 combined receiving yards. I think that both of them should play well, but Christian Watson is always capable of a big play, and then you add that in with the consistency that Colston Loveland's had over the last couple of weeks. I like that. That's coming in at plus 152 odds. The Jalen Coker over is coming in at minus 113. After that, I've got Blake Corum over 9.5 rushing attempts for minus 110. They have been using Corum, the Rams have been using Corum quite a bit lately in order to give Kyron Williams a break. And I think as they play the Panthers, they're going to continue to not need Kyron Williams, and they can keep giving him a break. I see this game getting out of hand pretty quick, and Blake Corum's going to come in as the backup and really get a lot of touches, so I like that a lot. My final solo bet is going to be Josh Hines Allen over 0.25 sacks for minus 111. All he needs is a half sack, and he's going to be able to beat this. And Josh Hines Allen has been on fire. There's also a little bit of the NFL script here. The announcers love it when Josh Allen sacks Josh Allen. So I think there's always a little bit of a possibility for that. The parlay that I'm going to bring to you today is a same game parlay. I've got Brock Purdy over 20.5 completions. I think that game is going to be more of a shootout than people expect, and Brock Purdy is an accurate quarterback, so I think he's going to be able to make that number work. With that, Jawan Jennings is number one wide receiver. I have it over 3.5 receptions. There's no way we get out of this game without Jennings catching 4 balls. I just don't see it as a possibility. And finally, Saquon Barkley under 14.5 receiving yards. He's a great player. It's scary because at any point in time he could catch a ball and take it more than 15 yards and blow this whole thing up. But they just haven't used him like that this year, and I don't think it's going to start now. All of those combined are going to be at plus 350. So if you want to follow along with some of my bets, I like to give you guys some options. So take some, take all, take none, and we'll see what happens. I hope you win. Good luck.
Wow, that is too good, Jeremiah. You did too good of a job. Mine is not that impressive. What I had originally, I pretty much talked myself out of in the first segment. I wanted the Panthers to hold the spread, but I don't think they're gonna. But with that being said, I do like Dowdle going over 50 rushing yards. Like, he's a beast. They need to run the ball to have a chance in this game, and he's their bell cow, so that's what they need to do. My second pick would be, I'll just do the Eagles money line straight up. I think they're going to beat the 49ers. Let's go. My third one will be Ramondre Stevenson. Only 40 rushing yards is his bet right now. You got to take the over, and it's a 103 odds. Again, if the Patriots are going to win this game, he needs to double or triple that. So he's going to be working Sunday night. And then I do have a big parlay. Let's go the rushing. Drake May, over 26. They only have used quarterback design runs twice this year. Everything else has been scrambles for him. I can see that becoming unlocked for this game because they need it. So I like him getting more than 26. Herbert is at 30. I mean, he's usually their leading rusher, so that seems like a no-brainer to go Herbert over. So you can lock those two together. And then my final one will be just strictly Patriots. Diggs is at 6. I have the over. Chargers run a heavy zone scheme. Diggs always seems to find that open hole in the zone. If it was man-to-man, I would not like this at all, but Diggs need to have the big game again to win. And then Butte, he's at 3. He's the second fiddle to Diggs right now. If Matt Collins was out there, that would look different, but Booty is going to have a big game, I think. So those are my picks.
Wow, David, I'd like to say good picks, but my first pick for
Hey,
4
I pick what
units,
I know, I think.
my first pick for 4 of my 5 units is the Chargers alternate line. Minus 6.5. That's plus 364 odds. I mentioned earlier, I was at the game last year, December 28th, 2024, when the Chargers absolutely smacked down the New England Patriots in cold weather, in the rain.
Did you remember that date?
I remembered it. So I pick alternate line, Chargers, minus 6.5, for 4 units, odds plus 364. Bang it all day, twice on Sunday.
You'd love to bang 4 units, wouldn't you?
I'll show you a unit.
Certainly
so
not
for
the
my-
Chargers' offensive line.
Definitely not. 35th combination, I think I saw. Anyway,
Wolf.
Things crippled.
for my... It's worse than that when you consider that our all-pro tackle didn't even make it into the season to be part of that. But anyway, moving on. My parlay, I have Rams money line. We talked this to death in the first segment. For a parlay, I just wanted to keep it safe for the first. I don't like the 10.5 points for the spread, but I'll take the Rams money line as that opening. I also have Herbert plus 25 rushing yards. That was an alternate line as well. And then Keenan Allen is sitting at 4 receptions. I don't know how much you guys have watched the Chargers, but Keenan Allen is Herbert's safety blanket. We touched on it earlier. Third and Keenan. And I think he didn't even touch the field that much during the regular season, like a
Yeah, 'cause
really
he's
low
old.
snap count rate. I think he's going to see the field a lot more in the playoffs. So I like Keenan plus 4 receptions. That's a combined odds of 205. And that runs out my 5 units. And then we got good old artificial intelligence, so I'll just run right through those. Grok pointed out Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown for plus 110. Nico
Tush, push.
Collins anytime touchdown plus 150. Kyron Williams 70 plus rushing yards at plus 110. Saquon Barkley 82 plus rushing yards for minus 114. And then a parlay of Rams minus 10.5, Jags money line, Eagles minus 5.5, and Nico Collins anytime touchdown for a whopping plus 1710. So that's your far out bet if you need to make a mortgage real quick. Again, always please bet responsibly.
Nah.
Okay, so on to our next segment. We need to talk about the MVP race. This is the hottest discussion going on in the world of football. It's the two-headed MVP race between, I mentioned them earlier, Matt Stat Padford and Drake, the Cupcake Schedule May. Let's just start with our takes up front. JMO, who's getting your MVP vote?
Well, straight up, if I've been saying this whole year, it should be Justin Herbert with the offensive line that he's had. Sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. No, the answer here is Matt Stafford. I mean, the reality is you have that dominant of a season. I know he's had the weapons, but the stats speak for themselves. I think he's a solid player. He's doing everything he can. In the NFL, we're talking about who deserves it versus who's gonna win it. Deserved? I mean, I think so. I think he's battled through a lot. He started the season with back issues and didn't know how much into the season he could play. And exactly, but the NFL loves a story like this, and I think that at the end of the day, he's done enough to win it. Drake May is going to have so many opportunities in the future to win an MVP. I think that the reality is, regardless.
Tom Brady right now.
I-
Verbatim.
Yeah,
You know
are you
what?
calling it a
It
lifetime
does-
achievement award?
That's what I call it.
I kind of honestly at this point, yes. I mean,
You hanging out with them in Montana as well?
oh brother, I've been to Montana. It's a beautiful place, and I don't need to go back anytime soon. I'll tell you that. Long and short of it, I think the answer is Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
How
I'm
about
going to
you,
have to
David?
go with Drake May. I mean, who's got a nickname like that?
Cupcake.
Listen, I know. Listen, you got to play who's in front of you, and his passing stats are just ridiculous. Like, his passer rating, like, they're still NFL caliber defenses he's going against. Like, he doesn't have, like, the craziest skill talent around him. He's got guys that just get the job done. That's pretty much what it comes down to. His passer rating by situation is first overall, first on deep balls, first under pressure, first on the road, first when trailing. Trailing, pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, Herbert doesn't have any of those.
Wow.
But all right, it's a lot of firsts, okay? He's got, 35, 34 total touchdowns, almost 500 rushing yards, and like I said earlier, he's only had 2 quarterback designed runs. Everything else is scramble drills. So, yeah, my choice is Drake May. What about you, Bill?
So I think we have to split this argument up, right? Is it a stats award like it has been for the last, I don't know, as long as I've been following, as long as I've been alive? If it is, the case is easy. How
Yeah,
many
it's
total touchdowns did you
Stafford
just
at
say
its
Drake
stats.
May had?
Well, even beyond the stats thing, I mean, it's a quarterback award, unfortunately, more than anything else.
Absolutely. But even take
But
that.
yes,
How many
it's
total
been a
touchdowns
stats
did you
award.
just say Drake May had? Was it 34, 35?
I don't know. I know what you're about to say. Justin Herbert's
It's not 46.
26?
Nope.
Oh, you're going
Nope.
Stafford?
Drake
It's
May
not
had
46.
35 total touchdowns.
Yep, and it's not 46. The game of football is to score the ball, right? So if it's a stats, purely a stats, I don't care about passer rating in situation XYZ. I care about who is effectively scoring the football. Yes, from the most important position on the field, the quarterback position.
So you going Stafford?
Now, if you
Oh,
flip
God, here we
it
go.
up,
You're just going to, you just
can
argue
you
one thing and
actually
you're just going to
focus?
lowball us.
Can you focus on the second letter? What's the second letter in MVP mean? It's valuable.
Value?
Who is the most valuable player to their team?
Drake May.
I'll tell you. It's the quarterback
shit.
with the 32nd ranked offensive
Here we
line.
go.
It's the quarterback whose best offensive weapon is 69th in the league. Also,
Thank you, everybody, for
32nd
tuning in. I think that's going to be the end of the podcast.
Also 32nd in the league for the highest rated offensive skill position player. And it's the player who every week has to make absolutely superhuman plays just to get a first down.
Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Still carried his team to a playoff bout after losing 2 all-pro level tackles. So many injuries up front, no skill position players around him. Most valuable? It's Justin Herbert. You put Drake May on the Chargers, they're 7-10 at best. You put Matt Stafford on the Chargers, they're 7-10 at best. It's Justin Herbert all day, twice on Sunday, especially this Sunday. So if it's a stats award, it's Matthew Stafford. If it's a value award, it's Justin Herbert. End of discussion.
26 touchdowns to 13 picks is bad, though. I know that's your stats, but, dude.
Yeah, you can't call that an MVP season, that's for sure.
If it's a value award.
I do have
Well,
a dark
lucky for
horse.
us that it's not. Is it going to be who I think it is? Go ahead.
Probably. So, let me ask you a question. How many receptions do you think Christian McCaffrey has this year?
I know it's got to be close to that 100 mark.
102.
Oh, brother. Yeah.
Okay, he's got 1,200 yards running.
Yep.
924 yards receiving with 102 receptions.
Over 2,000 scrimmage yards.
17 total touchdowns. And then you want to talk about backup quarterbacks, offensive line problems. Like, dude, they rode this guy all year, and he produced.
And George Kittle's one of their best blockers, and he spent half the season without George Kittle and was still able to put up those numbers.
Yeah,
you could
he's
sell me
my
on
dark
Christian
horse.
McCaffrey anytime.
If he doesn't get any votes, that's a shame because he had such a good season.
Well, you got to figure there'll be a couple for Trevor Lawrence. There'll be a couple for probably Jackson Smith and Jigba.
All I know is there's one quarterback in the league who has their team in the playoffs despite having an offensive line less than 19th in the league, and that's Justin Herbert. Every other team in the league has an offensive line ranked 19th or above.
You want to know something crazy, though? Is that if it was like 3 or 4 years ago, Chargers wouldn't even be in the playoffs because there were no 7 seeds.
That's a good point.
Disagree.
We wouldn't even have to listen to
Second and
So
third
it's like-
stringers. Second and third stringers against the Broncos. We would actually.
So it's like
play
one of those
picking.
like LeBron stats that are like, oh yeah, they're the first team to enter the play. Yeah, because there's like only been 7 teams to get in for like a couple of years. So
Hey,
We
brings
could
a
have
good
been the
point.
6th seed if we wanted it. The Broncos are frauds.
Oh, here we go.
Absolute frauds. Just wait for
yeah,
next
but
week
Street
when they actually
Clothes
have to
sat
play a
out. He
game.
didn't even. At least Drake May got taken out like a man. You win the game, you're beating them, and then you get taken out.
We didn't want to win the game. We wanted to play New England in New England.
So
If
for
we
any of
won
the
we might
any
have
of
had to
the-
go to Jacksonville.
any of the listeners out there, if we have anybody that's living in eastern, southern New Hampshire, it would be
Billy
really nice if
lives
you
at-
could if you could stop in and do a wellness check on our friend here after the game. Just a quick knock on the door, make sure that there's somebody breathing in there. That would be fantastic. I would do
agree.
it, but
David will really need that wellness check. So
yeah.
Dude, I'd be fine. I think they're gonna win. I'm not heartbroken if they lost because you know what? I think they're ahead of schedule anyways. They were only projected like 8
ahead
or
of the cupcake
7
schedule,
wins.
am I right?
Listen,
You play the teams. in
they
front of
were
you.
the 4th overall pick last year. They weren't good. The league gave them the schedule based on how good they were. So they just. And if Gerard Mayo was coach, I mean, they probably look a lot similar to how they looked last year, because it was just a bad offensive scheme. Nobody understood how to run, like, the plays, the blocking, wide receivers. Like, it was totally flip-flop from, like, what the Patriots do. So, yeah, I think there's just a lot of things coming together at this point for them.
Yeah, it's working out better for them now. Told the Mayo.
Oh, okay. So we beat that dead horse. We all know it's Herbert. For some reason, people are discussing between Stafford and May.
I'm
But
excited for this
let's
next one.
let's hop into this next subject. So we got the coaching carousel. I'm just gonna list off some of the names that got fired on Black Monday and beyond. We got John Harbaugh, got Pete Carroll, Stefanski, Morris, Dable, Callahan, McDaniels. Also, Kingsbury, Eberflus, Chip Kelly. We know Bill Belichick's hanging around. He might get a call. So, what do you guys have to say on who got fired, who didn't, what the best opening might be? I think you touched on it earlier, Jeremiah. But if Buffalo loses, that might, or maybe David, that might be the best opening.
Yeah, that's definitely
football
the
if they
best
decide to
one
make
by
the
far.
play. Oh, absolutely. Although the Ravens, I don't know. But what thoughts do you guys have on the coaching carousel week 1?
I mean, it's unbelievable. Just a list. Every year, there's always guys that shock you when they go, and there's guys that shock you that they stay. Yeah, I don't know the best fit right now for anybody.
I've got a take on the best fit. I think the best fit would be Cliff Kingsbury going to the Ravens, with the most obvious factor being that he was responsible for Kyler Murray's success, a mobile rushing quarterback, for the Cardinals, and he wasn't ready to be a head coach. He has since obviously moved to the Commanders, where he was running an offense under Jaden Daniels, yet another mobile rushing quarterback, and I think he was able to learn a lot from Dan Quinn and get a better understanding of what it means to be a head coach and how to play that role. So I think given another opportunity, you put him somewhere that he's comfortable, give him another rushing quarterback in Lamar Jackson, and I think that he could be really, really scary. And the other thing, too, is Todd Monken is the offensive coordinator there, and I promise you, Todd Monken's going to be gone. He will not be a part of this team.
Yeah, did you hear that he's the reason Harbaugh got fired? Because
That's
they brought
exactly what
in
I heard.
Yeah.
Yep, because Harbaugh did not want to get rid of him, and the reality is he's not going to be there. So Cliff gets to bring in whoever he wants to be his offensive coordinator, and it'll be up to him if he wants to call the plays or just design some. But I think that that's going to be the best marriage that comes out of all of this, if that were to happen. Personally,
So my take on that is, it's a good fit. It's exciting. But I don't know if it's going to produce real winning football, because I like Kingsbury. I think he's great, but I think Lamar having that toy to play with, he's gonna get him killed. He got Jaden Daniels killed. Like, you can't be doing these stupid designed runs with a quarterback like that small, that injury prone. I mean, what Lamar needs is real structure, like Stefanski, get under center. Use the run to create throws. I don't think Lamar's ever under center. He needs a real pro style offense to be effective in the league. He is, obviously he's been an MVP, so he is effective, but I don't think that style of play translate to the playoffs and then to just long term health in general.
Yeah. I mean, definitely something. It'll be interesting to see how that shift works out for Jaden Daniels, going from potentially a more college style offense to a more pro style offense. I think he'll be all right with it. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I think we're kind of all in agreement here that Kevin Stefanski is definitely one of the better coaches that's going to be out there. It just, his time kind of ran out with the Browns, but
I don't blame them for firing him.
Exactly.
I don't blame him for leaving.
Between him and Harbaugh's just a tough one. I mean, where does Harbaugh go? It feels like he kind of has his pick of the litter.
Giants
honestly, the
Jackson
Giants
Dart
want
the
him.
other night said he wanted Stefanski or Harbaugh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that talking to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yep. Personally, I'd love to see John Harbaugh go to the Raiders so that we could have a Harbaugh twice a
They're
year.
saying Brian Flores is going to go to the Raiders, and he's taking Dayball with him.
I mean,
Which-
I could see that, but how is that going to work? Because
It's all Patriots, and Brady's
Right.
actually like involved in selecting the coach
Yeah,
and all
but
that. So he's just
you
doing
need
what he
a
knows.
good offensive mind. For
exactly. Brian Flores has
imagining
a
they're
great
going with
defense.
Mendoza.
But here's the thing: how often do defensive-minded coaches succeed in the NFL? It really
It's
is becoming a
rare, I know.
rarity, and
Yeah,
I think
Brandon
Brian
Staley,
Flores
Anthony
exactly.
Lynn.
That's what I'm scared about. McDaniel's leaving again because he will eventually. He's still young, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, Brian Flores can put together a great defense. Maybe Brian Daboll can figure out something for that offense. But, I mean, the reality is they're many, many pieces away. So that's going to be tough. Yeah, I mean, the rest, a lot of other people on the list, it's Jonathan Gannon. He's weird. Let's be honest. He's a weird guy.
he somehow got that team to play hard though. Like,
They did play
and their
hard.
defense
I mean,
was pretty good.
Yes,
And
their
they
defense
didn't
definitely
have
took a
like
step up.
real quarterback.
Apparently Jacoby Brisket is better than Kyler Murray, believe it or not. But
yeah, do they keep
guess it-
Kyler or do they trade him?
Well, it depends on how many more Call of Duty games are going to get released. But yeah, I don't think Kyler's long for that team either. But I don't care about Jonathan Gannon. I love Raheem Morris as a coordinator. I don't really see him being a successful head coach.
That's how I feel about Jets head coach right now, Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn,
I
yeah.
am surprised he has a job. 'Cause
Yeah,
that team
absolutely.
quit on him multiple times.
Yep. And I mean, same thing with Todd Bowles. It's incredible that Todd Bowles still has a job. So, and you look at that. Pete Carroll should never be back in the NFL. That's insane.
That was sad.
So it'll be interesting to see where the big names go, right? But it'll also be interesting to see what younger guys are going to step up and take over these positions. And we should get some fresh faces in here as well.
Yeah, I think the Falcons, they should go after Stefanski, even though he's going to be the hot name. But you pair Bijan with that zone scheme running, it's going to be like Nick Chubb was for years in the Browns, just
Right. And I mean, some of the other things that we haven't, speaking of the Falcons, one of the other names that we haven't brought up is that Arthur Smith is likely not going to be on the Steelers next year. And that is one where anybody who wants, I would love Arthur Smith to go anywhere in the NFC South. I can't stand the guy. I'd love to play against them.
Well,
As a
Buccaneers need
Saints
no
fan,
seat.
that's a good point. And brother, let me tell you what, Cade Otton is going to become MVP if that happens. Tight ends for the Buccaneers. But outside of that, I there's a lot of guys that are still in place that may not be in place moving forward as well. And
Yeah, that's true, especially if guys like McDermott loses. And then the Steelers, who knows if they lose ugly and the team quits on Tomlin.
Yep.
It's going to be getting loud for a lot of guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Bill, what do you
mean,
got? You got
yeah.
anything, Bill?
What do you want to throw in here?
I'm interested to see if Belichick gets any heat.
If
any
McDermott gets
desire.
fired, they should hire Belichick because that team's ready to rip. They just need like an adult in the room, and that's
Sure.
Belichick.
Would he go there?
He would just to play New England twice a year.
You think?
Dude, 100%. There's so much bad blood between how he left New England and the Crafts, and yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think obviously the Ravens are the best.
Like,
opening
they don't
right
have
now.
any Drake. Like, Drake May is not. Any UNC player right now is not allowed to, like, look out to Drake May in any aspect because he plays for New England. Like, isn't that crazy? You have a quarterback there for, like, a couple years recently who's the 3rd overall pick, and, like, there's nothing on the building about the kid.
yeah,
like,
there's that
what a
isolation.
Yeah,
disservice.
that's wild. Yeah.
He, like, blocked
don't know.
New England scouts from going to games.
UNC games. Yeah. I heard that.
Just little stuff like that is crazy.
They weren't really phenomenal this year, which I was kind of expecting from them. But I guess like a lot of that's kind of that nature of coming up.
UNC football you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a
when
couple
you-
years like build a program.
Yeah.
I know, and I was just gonna say, and everybody's kind of learning with now that they can actually get paid, like they should have been all along. They're kind of everybody's kind of learning what recruiting looks like now. So I guess I get it. It's just I kind of expected it to be a little bit quicker of a turnaround, like Deion Sanders style. But
Well, next year that should be. They just got in old Bobby Petrino as offensive coordinator, which should mean just about nothing to just about everybody.
Yeah, unless you're like 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Petrino.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
anything else on coaching carousel?
No, I think that's about it for me. I think Eberflus should be shot out of a cannon and have a job in the NFL again. Put together one of the worst defenses in the history of the NFL. So long to him. Go be a special teams coach or something somewhere. I don't want to talk about you ever.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, like, I'm surprised more college coaches don't jump the NFL because the NFL talent pool is so bad.
Don't let Lane Kiffin hear you. I guarantee
I like
you he's
Lane
ready.
Kiffin.
He's gonna jump from any team. He's just a money chaser, but he's good. I'll give
Yeah,
him
but I
that.
think
He
college
is
money
good.
is good. College money is good, and then
It's
that's
better.
a whole different world where they're just like
Right.
You're the king.
they're deified exactly. I think now that athletes are getting paid, that might change a little bit. But like, I feel like you're a lot more of a celebrity as a college head coach on campus than you are as an
Another
NFL
guy.
head coach.
I'm kind of keep my eye on is McDaniels. Like, I'm also a McDaniels fanboy. I
Josh
love-
Mike.
I'm like,
I think he was figured out personally. I think he was figured out. a
dude,
little
he
bit.
had Tua. And
Yeah,
Tua
that's a good
admitted he didn't do anything this offseason to get ready for the season coming up.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that from a quarterback you're spending like $50 million on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they just figured out Tua. They didn't really figure out McDaniels because his style is so crazy. It's just tough to predict.
Right.
But if he's
Definitely.
not, I don't think he's head coach material, but if he goes to like the Lions or a team with talent,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he's a problem. I mean, the things that he can scheme up and design are no joke for sure.
and I think like you give him like a good quarterback to,
Right.
to groom,
Yeah,
like, he can make something special.
I think you're probably right on that.
I don't know. I could take it one way or another. I just like when he looks coked out in his
His sweet
press
sunglasses.
conferences. But okay. So on to the last segment of the day. This is a segment I like to call anything else. It's kind of just anything else. So in the nature of a group chat, I just wanted to set some times for all of us to talk about anything we have going on, music, movies.
I don't even
TV
care.
shows.
I thought of something yesterday, and then it hit. Or I saw something yesterday, and it hit like Barstool today, and I'm kind of salty. Have you guys seen the thing about the electrical substation next to the 49ers facility, and they're blaming all the team injuries on it?
No,
It's like literally right next to the facilities, and they're saying like the EMF ratings are through the roof, and now they're like, oh well, that's why like soft tissue injuries are like the 49ers, like they're leading the league every year, like Achilles, ACLs, MCLs, like just terrible injuries in general. And it's ever since they moved to this facility that's next to this power plant. It's just a crazy coincidence.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel. I mean, I get it. They have had more injuries than anybody else. I would have thought it's something to do with the training staff, but maybe not. Maybe it is
the
in fact the EMF
Chargers got a
ratings
power plant
around.
next door too.
They must.
Yeah, you would think so.
It's every
In the
year.
building. I mean, they're
Yeah.
the Chargers. They produce a lot of power.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, brother. Yeah, those poor guys. I
Bolt
mean,
up,
it's
baby.
yeah, bolt up, do something. I mean, they punctured a man's lung for God's sake. What are you gonna do?
Accidentally.
Best lung puncture in the history of football.
With that stuff? Yeah, you're probably right on that. I
Yeah,
mean,
the best
I don't know
accuracy
how many times
in a
it's
long time
happened,
over
but
there.
yep. Didn't that happen? I feel like that happened to another team too, and it's one of those.
I think it was like this
TJ
year.
Watt.
Was it
It
TJ
just
Watt?
happened.
Yeah.
TJ Watt, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. If I had a nickel for every time somebody got their lung punctured, I'd only have two
I'd
nickels.
have 10 cents, but that's still crazy.
Yeah. Oh man.
JMO, what do you have for your everything else?
Well, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it with the sports. I know people like to hear something different, but this one really just caught my eye today. So, Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss. I don't know if you guys saw this, but
I think I did. Billy
yeah,
don't know. Billy.
Yeah,
Who?
you don't.
Who,
Don't
me?
worry. Don't worry. It's about college. It's like the NFL but smaller. They
What?
play football. They play football there too. Yeah. So he he put out a waiver to try and qualify for a 6th year of eligibility, and the NCAA has denied him that ability. And it's one of those things where at first I was really happy that college players are getting paid, and because they are, people are wanting to stay there longer, and it kind of changed the landscape of the NFL. And I am still happy that they're getting paid, but at this point, what are we doing? We have had just in recent history. I mean, Tyler Shook
I was just about to say
played in
that.
college.
You know best.
I'm a
He's
Saints
older
fan,
than
but
Drake May.
brother, Tyler Shook played in the NFL or played in college for 112 years. Bo
Yeah, I think
Nix,
he's eligible
Bo
for
Nix
the Hall of
played
Fame
forever.
next year.
But he's probably pretty damn close. Bo Nix did the same thing. All these guys
Dude, he's
wanting
26.
to stay. Yes.
Bo Nix, fraud alert.
Oh man, it's just are we sure that this is the best thing? Like, can we make some changes? I understand during the COVID years where there were some eligibility changes and people like that was kind of why Bo Nix played some more time, but we're past that. Are we really gonna sit here and let people go to college for 6 years before they go into the NFL? Like, we give it a rest. I'm over it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because he's probably older than, Stroud, Drake May, a lot of these NFL starters. Then, like, the game going on right now is Indiana's whooping Oregon bad. So, yeah, it looks like Mendoza is going to be that number 1 pick because he's crushing it.
Good luck to him. If he ends up going to the Raiders, bless your heart.
All right, Bill, what do you got?
So, my anything else, I'll end it on a non-sports related note. Just
Stupid. This is a sports
plug.
podcast.
a
plug?
For the Netflix show Culinary Class Wars. It's a
Sounds so
Korean
boring.
cooking show. It's hilarious and also very entertaining for anyone who likes cooking shows. And I can't even tell you half the dishes they're making or any of the ingredients. But it's a good time, and it's 100 different chefs trying to compete for who's best. And yeah, it's what I've been kind of binging lately.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that this is the second time that I can remember in our friendship that you have really had a hard take on a cooking show. Again, it's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Especially
When
we
was
got
the first
boiled
time?
steak.
You were all about the Great British Bake Off, whatever.
I
that
have
was.
never watched the Great British Bake Off in my
You
life.
that would no, you're lying.
False.
You're lying to
Nope,
everybody.
false.
You told me
I've
about
never
it.
watched it. I've never watched it.
That can't be true. I'm gonna check the receipts, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get back to this. I'll post it because I know he has. It's a whole
My
thing.
original...
Absolutely false. I love cooking shows. Never watched a British baking show.
My original thing was going to be something about Stranger Things in the ending of it. And then, I don't know,
Spoiler
what,
alert.
like, yeah, spoiler alert. Do you think she
Spoiler
dies at
alert.
the end there, JMO?
I'm gonna go ahead. I mean, it's one of those Inception things, right? So like you
Yeah.
get to make your own ending and make your decision on it. Logically, no, I don't think that. I mean, sorry. Logically, yes, I think she actually dies there. I don't think that what they're doing to try and show the positivity of it or whatever. I don't think logically that really makes sense. I think there's a lot of plot holes in it. However, based on my heart, I would love to think that she's still alive, enjoying her life somewhere, and somehow not dying to reach out to her friends and family, which also is a big plot hole. But the idea of her being alive, 11 being alive, that makes everybody happy. So I'm going to say yes. That's what my heart says. I'm going to choose to believe that, just like Mike.
Have you seen any of
Makes everybody
the
happy,
reels
including Botox and lip filler doctors all over.
Oh,
about,
man.
like,
Don't get me started.
the conformity gate?
No.
So that's pretty much like people have like dove into the final like few episodes and they're like finding plot holes in every little nook and cranny. and they've come up with like this theory that Vecna is controlling Mike, and he's in a trance, and that's why the whole thing ends up like perfect for everybody.
Interesting.
Yeah, but like I said, there's a bunch of like little Easter eggs in the episodes that like people are like pointing out and being like, see, like this should be like this and this should be like this.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you can.
it was supposed to be like a secret episode dropping like 2 days ago, and it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I heard about that. I think you can do that with like just about any show, especially
Exactly.
a show that's gonna have a bunch of like new scenes. Like,
But it just ended all like too
Right.
corny.
I try.
think
Well,
it
that's the
just
thing.
bugged
Yeah.
people.
I try not to fight too hard. Like I understand that they have to make a show and there's time constraints and whatever. So I try and just take things as they are, minus the Game of Thrones ending. Everybody knows that was horrible. The whole season, so frustrating. Blah blah blah. But I will say my one gripe with the end of Stranger Things is the Mind Flayer. Right,
Yeah.
he has been something that we have talked about since day one.
Yeah, like season 3 or whatever it was when
Exactly.
we first
And-
introduced to him.
Yep, and we're talking about it all the time. It's this great being, and comes to find out his story and how he ties into Vecna and whatever. And there is seven minutes of the show between
Dude.
when we see the Mind Flayer appear and when it's already defeated.
It's like
What?
5 minutes and like 32 seconds or something.
Oh my god!
They've so
Grow up.
Will coming out of the closet for that scene was longer than defeating the Mind Flayer.
That's brutal. And don't get me wrong, that was a fun scene. It was,
Yeah,
if
it's
I
well
if I
needed.
wasn't an emotional robot, I would have teared up. But I have too much trauma for that. But it was nice. It was fun to see, and it was nice. But yeah, as far as what they're dedicating time to, that is a crazy stat.
Yeah.
Billy, if you ever watch something other than the Great British Baking Show, then maybe you'll be able to have.
Well,
an
it's on
opinion
Netflix,
this.
man. It costs money.
never seen it in my
point.
life. I have Netflix.
Oh,
Netflix.
shoot.
The show I brought up was on Netflix. Come on, are you even listening?
No.
Yeah, I just don't want to watch a lot of
Okay.
baking shows.
So for a show and a podcast no one even asked for, that's probably time that we wrap it up. Any closing comments?
Nope. I've got nothing. Thank you all who have made it this far listening.
Go MVP, Drake May, Sunday night.
Drake May.
Let's go
May.
Patriots.
I agree. Go MVP, Justin Herbert.
You just copy me.
That's it for here. That's it for us here on Context Matters. Check us out on YouTube at Context Does Matter, and Spotify and wherever else you can get your podcasts at the Context Matters Podcast. Also follow along with us on Twitter at Context M Podcast, as we will be live reacting and posting during this week's slate of games and all year long. I'm Bill, along with David and J-Mo. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your
Bye.
dad.